Well, hello everybody. So this is Bob Conley, and as you all know, I work for the Grand Lodge of Michigan, and this is our monthly report on the progress of the 2020 project. With me today is Mike Logan. Mike is the CEO of our Michigan Masonic home, and as we're going to do in the future, we'll have somebody with us each time that we present our report to you. This one's a little bit different. In the past, we've used a webinar kind of process to bring these messages to you. But now we're recording them, and you can take that link and either download it or take it to your lodge or district meeting and present it to the members of your districts or lodges as you see necessary. So it'll be a little bit easier than it was in the past, we hope. Today, again, as our practice has been, we'll talk to you about the 5 pillars of our strategic plan as it concerns the 2020 project. And if you'll remember, those are leadership and people, operations, operational efficiency, members and customers, financial sustainability, and growth and innovation, and where we're at in each one of those specific components. As always, if you have questions or issues or things that you just want some information about, please call us. Send me a note, whatever you need to do to get with us. We'll be happy to come to your lodge or to your district meetings and discuss anything that you need discussed as far as that goes. So the end of February, today is February 25th, that's when we're doing this webinar, has been a great month. A lot of things have happened from our perspective with the 2020 project, and some of those inside of our leadership and people pillar of our strategic plan were to implement a organization that supports shared success. One of the big ways that we decided to do that would be the development of the Outreach and Member Care Department. And I'm very pleased to state that that's moved along and will be fully operational by the end of this month. As of today, our director has been named, and it's Patty Nowak. Some of you may know Patty. Yeah. She comes to us from the Masonic home.
Yeah, she's been a great employee, great advocate for the fraternity. She knows her stuff. You couldn't have chosen the right person. I mean, yeah. She runs
great. The Live Better.
Runs Live Better at home, but she also has extensive experience in not-for-profits and leadership. So she's the right person to go. Yeah. Excited about her.
So Live Better at Home now is part of this Outreach and Member Care Department. And for all of you watching this from now on, there's only one phone number that you need to know. It's 800-321-9357. That's the number to get to our call center, and they'll direct your call wherever it needs to go, regardless of whether it's something that you need maybe some support from the Masonic Foundation, you just need to speak with somebody in the Grand Lodge office, or if you need to contact the home about some opportunities that they might have, some new things that we'll be talking about in just a minute that they're getting going that are very exciting. One of the pieces of the Outreach and Member Care Department is our Lodge Success Team, which is becoming operational now as well. Right. Lodge Success Team is composed of, right now, of Chris Takis from up in the foundation. You'll all know Chris. He's the one that's been running the Child ID program for quite a few years now, but he also does a lot of community outreach. Chris is in that department, as is Corey Curtis from the Grand Lodge offices, and Corey's been doing a lot with Lodge Success. Those two people are now working with Patty through Live Better and through all of the components of the Outreach and Member Care Department. So again, we're trying to push everything into one spot so that for lodges that need just some help maybe with program development or membership attraction or retention.
Strategy.
One place, yeah. And get that from Corey or Chris, and we're looking at bringing the third piece of that team together shortly. But for now, it's Chris and Corey, along with Patty and her Live Better at Home staff. The Grand Lodge offices had a fairly large mail room. All of our files and stuff were kept in that. That's all been renovated now. And so the actual mail room is about a third of its original size, and 2/3 of it now is the offices. Those for Live Better have moved out of Masonic Pathways campus out of the home and into those offices now. So everybody's kind of being shoehorned into the Grand Lodge office suite. It'll make it a lot more functional for them.
Right, so you have Patty Nowak as the Director of Membership and Outreach, and then you also have the call center staff. We have 2 full-time staff that will occupy the space up there in the Grand Lodge, and then you have shared spacing for Chris Takis and Corey Curtis for the Lodge Success team. So I think it's a great start to shared services, and we have great leaders that are ready to serve your lodges out here through the state of Michigan.
Some of the other leadership components that were objectives of ours were to conduct leadership training programs across the state. March 23rd, I believe, is the date when the deacons and wardens, or the deacons, secretaries, and treasurers are coming up to the Masonic home campus for a training day. They'll be able to tour Masonic home.
Love to have them participate in a tour to kind of see all the new renovations that we have going on at Masonic Pathways and the home, and really look forward to it. I think Vicki Johnson, our Chief Marketing Officer, and Patty Nowak, they're excited about this. I think they're going to be expecting something a little bit new this time, so it's going to be a great day.
Yeah. So for those of you that have come up to that before, by all means, come up again. Some new stuff is going to be happening. We're going to talk a lot more about the 2020 project. Starts at 9 a.m. If you want more information, you can contact Darren Thompson. And you've got the phone number. Remember what it is? 800-321-9357. We also have 2 outward mindset classes set. One is on March 15 and 16 down here in Dearborn at the Scottish Rite Building. And the other is April 5th and 6th up in Marquette at the Masonic Temple in Marquette. We need some more people to decide to join us. And and while there is a cost to it, there's also scholarships available. So don't let the cost keep you from attending that class.
You know, Bob, I've participated in that program, and I've had a few of my department heads participate in that program of the outward mindset and how we see people as people and how do we deal with collusion. And personally, I took away a lot from that class, and we had an issue with collusion within 2 different departments, and we were able to use what you taught us during the outward mindset and be able to use those tools from the outward mindset through the Arbinger Institute, and we came away with a success. We had 2 different departments. They really weren't working that well together. We had some collusion. We were able to investigate, able to get down to what was the collusion between the two departments. Now we're working great. So if you have time, make those Masonic leaders within the lodges, take this opportunity. It's a great class. It's well worth the time, effort, and the investment that you'll make. So
good. And you can find out more from that or about that on the Grand Lodge website, which I think is grandlodgemi.org. Which takes us to kind of another piece of it, which is, a big piece of what we're working on now is our ability to communicate more effectively with our membership. And how do we actually do that? For us, then, one website is how we're going to do that. We've got a lot of different websites, and some of them are kind of difficult to find. We're going to move to one website where everybody goes to, and depending on what your status is, whether that's as a BGP or a Grand Lodge officer, or maybe just a master of a lodge or a secretary of a lodge, the system will know who you are, and it'll give you access to the things you're supposed to have access to. So stay tuned for that. We hope to have that, the one website up and operational by around Grand Lodge, or at least to demonstrate it at Grand Lodge to you. So we're working on that, and I believe that we have some good news about our creative manager. That we can share.
Right, so we have an opportunity. His name is Ben Tigard, I believe.
I think so.
And he comes from us from Alma College. He's our new creative services manager. Just a lot of experience in videography and photography and editing and web design. He comes from us. He's going to be able to take our brand, our in-house, and what we do for marketing and collaterals, and also be able to help support the Lodge Success teams. So he starts, Ben starts in a couple weeks. Look to get him on board here, and then he'll be hiring two additional staff members. He'll be hiring a graphic designer and more of a social media maven for us for the Masonic community.
He'll be driving some of those, the ways that we communicate with our membership, and including print. There was a recent move by our offices collectively to put out a printed publication to our membership. Again, we used to do that a long time ago, and we think the time is right now to put out a small fee. It won't be quite as elaborate as the old point-to-point some of you might remember, but we're thinking about maybe a 12-page print piece that would come out every quarter. So we're looking forward to doing that as well. Under operational efficiency, which is the second pillar, then we're still working on building out ROI, making sure that return on investment for everything that we do is positive, and that it has a positive impact on you, the member, and on the fraternity as a whole.
And I just can't talk enough about that ROI calculator. This is a return on investment that lodges can use for their programming. I know my lodge, Okemos Lodge 252. I know that we're looking at doing a raffle. I know that we do our chicken dinners. I know that we also do our Bikes for Books program. It's a great way for the lodges to take a look at what they're doing from a community perspective, and putting a score, and be able, and it's not about what type of score, it's how you raise the score up, right?
Sure. Yeah. So you look at the calculator and then say that these are some things that we could do that we didn't do that would take the score up. And because of that, then we can have a better program next time.
And better outcomes, right.
That's what we want.
Right, and that's what we're doing at the home, the foundation, and through the Grand Lodge. So it's a great, if you're interested in that.
Great, absolutely. Let us know and we'll be happy to hook you up with that.
Yep.
We will have all of our employees, are encouraged to work with lodges and Masons, and that means that a lot of them are on the road. So our office space is changing a lot, and we've got some new kind of arrangements inside of there. A new phone system is going to be coming in next year. Yeah. And that phone system will make that conversion to a kind of work on the road world a little bit easier for you. Because again, when you call into our offices, they'll be able to hook you up with that individual wherever they are. So it's going to be a really nice little system. Again, some of the office space that you're used to if you come up to the Grand Lodge office is going to look a little different. You have a lot more people inside of there, but we're doing it in such a way that they'll be a lot more productive and hopefully comfortable. So very exciting time in the Grand Lodge offices. Please come up, and we'd love to show you around in there. We are continuing to develop our brand. We don't have anything new to report for you right now, but hopefully, again, as we move forward with our creative team coming on board, that they'll be able to put that together for us pretty soon.
Right.
Under members and customers, one of the primary objectives under that pillar is to take our membership decline, which is about 1.5%. Now, that's the decline of those that leave us, what I'm going to just say voluntarily, right? There are those that leave us involuntarily. They just leave through death or what have you, and there's nothing I can do to stop that. But we do have about a 1.5% decline from those that leave us through suspensions for non-payment of dues, or maybe withdrawals or something along those lines. We want to change that from a 1.5% decline to a 1% gain. So you're going to have a 2.5% shift inside of that process to do that. Now, the way that we're going to do that is, first of all, we're firming up our value proposition. We're going to make sure that we are selling something that's of value to the people out there, and we've been working a lot with that. My thanks go out to Most Worshipful Brother Fred Kaiser and Corey, who've been out conducting some value proposition task force meetings across the state. Their report is done. I just don't have it in front of me, but as soon as it comes up, we'll be happy to disseminate that out to the fraternity.
Bob, I was at the George Washington National Museum over the past weekend celebrating George Washington's birthday, and I was speaking with a few of the Grand Masters, Most Worshipful Grand Masters from other states, and they're seeing declines more in the 3 to 4% rate. So from our perspective here in Michigan, we're in a good position, but we want to get better, and we're not doing too bad. And so it's all about that value proposition. And a lot of that comes from what we can offer in leadership classes such as Outward Mindset, as well as what we can offer from retirement, and what we can do with training, education, and part of our Michigan Masonic home value proposition. So I look forward to that report from Brother Fred. It would be great.
It's going to be good. The Lodge Success Team, we already talked a little bit about it, but it's becoming operational now. And they're really consisting of 3 components at this point in time. They're going to evaluate lodges. And you're going to do this. They're not going to do it for you. You're going to evaluate your lodge. Where's it at inside of these 5 pillars that we talk about? How's it doing with those things? And then they're going to kind of prioritize where they should be focusing their energies and efforts, where it'll have the most impact on your bottom line, which is membership in your lodge. And then develop mitigations. So wherever you're having some issues, they're going to develop some programs and processes that you can use. So they're going to support you on that end, but also give you guidance and ideas on how to do better. Now, there's 2 of them. There's 270 lodges in the state. So if they don't get to you right away, just hang in there. They will. So the first thing is to evaluate, then to prioritize, and then to mitigate. And that's basically the construct of what those folks are going to be working with. So please, when they do contact you to set up a meeting or to tell you that they're going to come to a regular meeting or something, welcome them in. They're not there to do anything other than help you. That's the intention of this whole project, is to get them into your lodges and make your lodges better places. That's all. And together we can turn that 1.5% decline into a 1% gain, and I think we can do that fairly easily. New member packet is coming out. That's going to have a lot of information for new members, all about what you're joining and what it consists of, where you fit inside of it. It's going to talk a lot about the benefits that the Masonic Home has for you, as well as the benefits that the Masonic Foundation provides to you.
You know, Bob, as an entered apprentice, I went through the 6-step program, and through Most Worshipful Past Grandmaster Bob Helmick at Okemos Lodge 252, he really was following that program, along with Ken Cook through the secretary, and I can't say enough of just how well it was done, what I knew I was going into, what I knew what my commitment level was going to be, what my financial contribution was going to be. Learned a little bit about the history of the lodge, and then also through you, Bob, of receiving some textbooks on the Masonry here in Michigan, how it started with the French and with Zion Lodge, and how they were numbered. I just appreciate having that knowledge. So look forward to the new membership packet. I think that's going to be great, and look forward to going through my fellow craft ceremony this week at the 28th.
Yeah, it's going to be a good night. Remember too that all of these programs are joint efforts. They're not one thing. They're a joint effort of the Grand Lodge of Michigan. They're a joint effort of the Masonic Home. They're a joint effort of the Michigan Masonic Charitable Foundation. All of us collectively working to make sure that our membership gets the very best that we can provide to you. And especially the new men coming on board, that they understand what they're joining. That it's not just one simple lodge someplace inside the state, but it's this whole world of fraternalism that we've developed over a long period of time.
And with our shared services and with the lodge success teams, what we want to get out there is part of our display and our value proposition. And so I know Vicki Johnson, Chief Marketing Officer, and Patty Nowak, the Director of Membership and Outreach, putting together some displays on how to help the lodge to really talk about, from a value proposition, the whole world of the Masonic collective, not just that individual lodge, but what we are as a collective. I think that's going to be great. Right.
We're kind of running on time here, and I don't want to take too much more. We do have some of our initiatives are to increase revenue into our organizations. And I know the home is doing some exciting stuff now to talk about that. Why don't you give us kind of an update on that, Mike?
Right. Well, thanks, Bob. You know, Michigan Masonic Home, as you know, it's located in Alma, Michigan. We offer skilled nursing, long-term care, assisted living. We offer independent living, and our most recent is an adult day program mixed with a case management called Program for the All-Inclusive for the Elderly. But as we look at expanding our revenue, it's actually expanding our market share and having centers of excellence. We're going through a $4 million renovation campaign right now on our second floor up in memory support, and we have some cool stuff. We got a multi-sensory room. We've got what's called transitional architectural lighting that's able to basically emulate a summer day every day on the second floor, giving that natural light to help out with mood and decrease behaviors.
It's in Michigan, that could be.
It's in Michigan. It's a big sale, enough for residents and staff. And we also are utilizing some technology. So building centers of excellence, memory support. looking at our high touch, high hospitality at Warwick Living Center for our short-term rehab. Also taking a look at our progressive pulmonary unit and expanding of our assisted breathing unit. So we're taking a look at where do we have these centers of excellence that we can define not only in the market but also in the Masonic Collective. And then also, guess what? We've got an upgrade downstairs in the HFA ground floor. We're looking at a campaign that we want to raise some dollars for in regards to providing a tavern, providing a lounge, upgrading the community kitchen, upgrading the library, upgrading the women's bathroom, upgrading the game room, upgrading our movie theater. It's not lipstick on a pig on this one. So we've got that going on right there. So creating new revenue streams is really important for Michigan Masonic Home.
Just for the sake of the audience out there, we can kind of drop into acronyms real quick. What does HFA mean?
Home for the Ages, which is assisted living. Thanks for correcting me on that.
So the Home for the Aged is one of the great opportunities up at the campus. So under growth and opportunities of our 5 pillars, really we've talked about all of them now, but basically it is that we want to make sure that our fraternity is providing everything that we can, that we have as something that's available from us. We can't do everything, but we can help. And we want to make sure that you contact us. So again, all you have to do is remember that one number, just 800-321-9357, and call that number. Patty and her team in the call center, they're going to get you where you need to go. Don't forget the Masonic Foundation. It needs your support.
Right.
The things that it provides to the Masonic Home, to our members, brothers, to our widows, orphans, to those people, that's extremely important in our world, and it can't happen without your support. So please give and give generously. We just had a program up on the campus to get some payroll deductions for the foundation. I think we had.
That's right. We got 61. We got 61 employees that are donating on a weekly basis. Yeah. We actually had a donor that's matching it, dollar for dollar,
that's good stuff.
And that's going straight to the foundation. And Bob, 80% of our residents in our Home for the Aged, our assisted living, are Masonic, are affiliated. Right. And there's a majority of those that benefit from the Masonic Foundation. And so I can't explain it enough. I can't talk about it enough, how important the Masonic Foundation is to running the community of Michigan Masonic Homes. I mean, we need it. So
and next month when we get together, we'll have Walt with us, and we'll make sure that Walt can talk to you about the good things the foundation is doing. That's going to wrap it up. Remember, if you're a member of this fraternity in this state, or your family is in this state with you here, you have great value as a Mason and support from this community of fraternal brotherhood that we've developed with one purpose, and that's to make the world a better place. And we start by doing that with you. So so don't, if you're contemplating saying I just don't see what's in it for me, don't say that anymore. There's so much in it for you. Contact us. Call us, 1-800-321-9357. Call us, let us talk to you, and provide you with any information that you might have. Lodge needs support, call us. If you need support, call us. That's what the home is here for, that's what the foundation is here for, and that's what the fraternity is here for. Take care of each other. All right? Mike, thanks for being here today.
Oh yeah, you bet.
We'll get together next month.
Okay,
again.
Thank you.
And thanks everybody for tuning in.